Did you guys know that there are 4 cities in China that are listed as UNESCO cities of gastronomy? So we've got Chengdu, that goes without saying. You've also got Macau, which represents this very unique blend of Cantonese and Portuguese food influences. You've also got Yangzhou, a city renowned for its famous Huaiyang cuisine. And number 4, you've got the food of Shunde, the cradle of Cantonese cuisine. And guys, today we are going to try some food from Shunde.
Oh, yum.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And one of its most famous dishes I am very, very intrigued to try today, and that is something called stir-fried milk.
What are you talking about?
Stir-fried milk.
I'm assuming it's got milk in it.
Yes, milk.
That's going to work really well for you.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm actually lactose intolerant, so
This is the sacrifice she does. She loves
what she does.
She loves her audience, and she's going to drink. I don't know. Do you drink it? Do
you eat it. You eat it.
the milk.
It's solid. Yeah, it looks solid.
Oh, you eat the milk.
So when I told you guys that I have a lactose intolerance, some of you guys recommended I get myself some lactase tablets, so I've done that today. So today's my first time trying it, and hopefully I don't,
We'll find out.
get sick from this dish. I have no idea what to expect. I'm definitely no expert on the food from Shunde, so I decided to talk to someone who is in fact an expert and someone who is living there right now, and that's of course Steph from the YouTube channel Chinese Cooking Demystified. We caught up a couple of weeks ago. Hello Steph, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, I'm good. How about you?
I'm really good. I'm still here in Australia, but hope to be able to see you in China next year, hopefully. I was thinking I really want to make a video about Shunde food. And it's a kind of Chinese cuisine that I only really knew about because I knew that you guys were going to move there, and you're now in Shunde, right? Like, what's it like?
So we moved here last September. We lived here for about a little bit more than a year now. It's a small town. It's very chilled. Food's great because Shunde is like the epicenter of Cantonese food, and a lot of the classic dishes basically originated here. And also in the recent years, it gained this like reputation of being like this foodie mecca or something because of the documentary Shunde, that Shunde as a culinary city basically gained this like fame nationwide.
What are some of the characteristics of Shunde food?
Here, it's this kind of area. It's described as like the land of fish and rice, so it's pretty accurate, to be honest, and also using really common and regular ingredients and make it into fancy dishes, or kind of transform it into something, I wouldn't say unrecognizable, but totally different from the original ingredient.
So what are some of the most famous dishes in Shunde?
So classic would be some sashimi. The sashimi is kind of like a very old way of eating things. It kind of dates back to like 2,000 years ago kind of thing. The stuffed fish, which is using a whole fish, 鲮鱼 fish. Using that, and you kind of like skin the fish, and you keep the head connecting the fish skin and the tail. So you have like the fish looking shape, the shell of it, and you just take the meat, take it out, and really chop it and mince it real fine, and just also debone everything and stuff the fish meat back into the fish. You can find like many classic Cantonese fares like roast meat. There are a couple like really good roast goose places here.
One thing I'm really interested to hear more about is the stir-fried milk. And for me, I never thought that milk was historically part of the Chinese cuisine or dairy in general. So I was really surprised when I was doing a little bit of research about Shunde food to find, oh, one of the specialties is all these milk-based dishes. How did that all come about?
So here, the stir-fried milk kind of starts from in Daliang, where we live right now. So there's like this little neighborhood, and traditionally they don't really have too many farmlands to grow rice or like vegetable. It's mostly like small hills and little like mountains, so they actually opt to breed farm cows, which are buffaloes, around to supply the surrounding areas. And they kind of start to have this culture of like having buffalo milk as some ingredients.
Wow, does that go back a long way in history, or is that a relatively recent thing?
I think it dates back to the Ming Dynasty.
Oh, okay, so at least a good couple of 100 years.
So we actually made the dish a couple months back. So the idea is basically you have the milk and you add egg white to it as the major coagulant, and you add cornstarch. So you just basically stir fry the milk very slowly on low heat so that it forms into nice curds.
Is it a dessert or is it like a savory type of dish?
It's savory.
I'm so interested to try this dish.
It's a very interesting dish that showcases the technique and like the, how to say, culinary wisdom on how to turn some simple ingredients into like a surprising dish. For dessert, you can also try the 双皮奶, like the double layer milk. It's also a classic from Shunde that's like made with buffalo milk. Another example of how people here use dairy.
We have arrived at this place here called Taste of Shunde. I was so excited to see that they have a Shunde restaurant here in Sydney, so this is where we're going to be eating today. So Steph actually helped me look at the menu for this restaurant to recommend some dishes, and she'd also told me that this restaurant looked really legit. Like they have a lot of typical dishes that you would find in Shunde. So apparently Shunde is very famous for its roast meats, particularly its roast goose. So
Never had goose.
I've never had goose.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is brand new for me.
I love goose.
Do you like goose?
I love it. Every time I go to Hong Kong, I make sure that I get roast goose and rice. It's so delicious.
What's
It's like
a chicken or a duck?
like duck but bigger. So you're gonna get a half goose today.
Half goose.
And another thing that Steph also recommended this stuffed fish. So here it's Shunde pan-fried stuffed dace. Here is the stir-fried milk. So there are 3 ones here. One is a savory fried milk, and that seems to be the specialty. It says a Shunde savory specialty. But then it also seems to have a mango one, which is, I guess would be a sweet dish. So I vote we go for the fried milk,
the specialty. Yeah, I think so. I want to try the authentic one.
Yeah, for dessert, Steph really recommended we try a typical Shunde dessert, which is, here, the Shunde double-skinned milk custard pudding. Yeah, it's
very different dishes. I'm looking through the menu.
Yeah.
And it's very different to what I've seen anywhere else.
Local spice crispy skinned roast goose, the city's signature dessert, double skinned milk pudding, fish cake and dumplings are some of the staples in the chef's repertoire, amongst other refreshing detailed creations.
Well, we haven't ordered any fish cakes or dumplings. Should we get some dumplings as well?
I think we should get some dumplings.
What do you think?
The fried fish cakes I saw somewhere. That's what I was trying to find.
Oh, really? Okay, let's get that. Thank you.
Wow.
Is that a half?
It's half.
Oh my god, it's huge.
Is it?
It's a bit bigger than duck, isn't it?
Goose is quite big, so that's why half is like the outside duck is the whole one.
Yeah.
It's very big.
This is my first time having goose.
Okay, you try.
Yeah,
It's totally different.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you expect it to be so big? No, that's massive.
I like goose. I really like, just from the look of it, I think I like it.
So our goose has arrived and we were all stunned how big it is. Like this is half a goose.
Massive.
And it's already like more than a whole duck would be. The skin looks really crispy. I'm really excited to try it. She told me 趁热吃, which means take advantage of the heat to eat it now. So I tried to take as little photos as possible.
My first goose.
First goose. I can't believe this is your first ever goose.
Oh my.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, I like the sauce.
Yeah. So after the chef finishes cutting up the goose, he then pours the most delectable, heavenly sauce on top of it. It really takes this goose to the next level. So once it's served to your table, you can spoon as much of that sauce onto your rice and goose, or really any of your other dishes that you want for that matter. It is so good.
This is delicious. Oh, yum. It's a bit of a richer flavour than the duck, isn't it? Oh,
It is very rich.
yum.
And that skin is just so crispy and delicious. Oh my god, I love the skin.
Well, this may be my first goose, but it will not be my last. I guarantee that's sensational.
It's like duck, but obviously different. And I'm trying to isolate the difference. It's very tasty, very rich, and the sauce is great. It's salty.
I think the skin of the goose is a little bit thicker than the duck.
Yeah.
Oh, just delicious. So much flavour in that. So what's this sauce? Is that nice with the sauce or better without?
Oh, really?
I like the sauce. It gives it some sweetness that counteracts well with the saltiness of the skin.
It's quite fatty, so it's nice to have something a bit sweet as we cut through that.
So I'm just editing the video as we speak, and I think I figured out how to know when Dad truly, truly loves a dish. So he'll get this kind of vacant, very dreamlike stare on his face, and he'll just keep repeating the words, "This is so good. This is so good. Oh, this is good." You can keep an eye out for that.
Oh my goodness, that's really good. Wow, that's really good. It's really good. I really like it.
I hope it's not rude to use your fingers.
Are you allowed to use fingers?
Yeah, why not? Oh, that looks so good. So delicious. Big fan of food you can eat with your fingers. It's yes, makes it more sensory. Indeed, more pleasurable.
Wow, that's really good.
And then out came the dish I was most intrigued to try, the stir-fried milk.
Wow, I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, I'm very interested to try it, but I'm loving the goose. But the goose is great.
We've demolished it. We have really demolished this goose. We've got like 3 or 4 pieces left, but we have received now 2 new dishes. We've got the stir-fried milk. I've taken my lactase, and we also have here fish cakes, which the lady said is very famous in Shunde and also at this restaurant, and she encouraged us to get it. So fish cakes and fried milk. Is this hot or it's hot?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have a smell. Do you want to smell?
Much of a smell?
It doesn't really have a smell.
It looks kind of like a very white scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Like very white. Okay. I'm nervous about so overtly eating milk. This is the first time in so many years I've just like gone ahead and had something with dairy in it. So I'm scared, and I'm scared about what's gonna do to my insides, but I'm also really curious to try this stir-fried milk. Never heard of a dish like this before. Bottoms up, guys. I hope you enjoy.
Good luck. I want to see you. I want to see you have it.
Okay, here I go.
Intentionally having dairy.
It's so subtle, but it has a sweetness to it. You guys try it.
Let's do
It's
it.
super, super subtle. I love it. I think it's really nice.
It's almost like a ricotta cheese.
Oh yeah.
Consistency.
For the Westerners out there, the closest thing I think that is to scrambled eggs. It's
Scrambled eggs, yeah.
eggs without the taste of egg.
Yeah, I would agree. The texture is very similar to a very bouncy scrambled egg.
I know we came for this. The goose, fantastic. I've got a great idea, and I don't want to offend anybody because I've got some of the stir-fried milk, and look, some of the sauce from the goose over the top. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of almost like a side dish, like you'd have mashed potatoes with your meat.
Yeah.
It's kind of that side dishy kind of vibe that I think because it would just complement anything.
Most people they use this sauce to keep the others in.
Yeah.
Wow, you did it well, Dad.
I did it well. Most people do that. Good.
吃的时候 keep 其他东西 together， 那就 keep。这是你爸爸说的。Most of people they do that.
They do that. Yeah. I did that. It was really good.
Dad, you're so smart.
I did it. I must have been Chinese in a past life. Fish cake. They're sitting here right next to me.
Try those fish
Try
cakes.
without
They
the
look
sauce,
really
right?
good. Well, okay, did this come with the sauce?
Yes, it's that one.
So we've got our fish cakes here. It's come with this kind of greenish, brownish, weird looking sauce, but I'm sure it's very tasty.
It's a bit herby.
Herby.
It is. It's herby.
Very herby. Fishy, salty. What else does one want from a fish cake?
It's such a change from some of the other cuisines that we've had that have been really, the spices that it This is very subtle flavours.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head because Shunde food is all about taking making the original flavor of the ingredients sing.
其实所有的食物呢，它都有它的本质那个味道。我们呢，顺德菜就是把每一个食物不同的味道都做给了客户吃，让他们可以吃到这个最原始的味道。现在有一个不好的东西，就是说很多人做菜调到一个味道就不管你是鱼啊、肉啊什么，都是一个味。但是你来我们这里吃 ，always different. Yeah.
Talking of fish cakes, let's move on to the other dish that we've gotten today. That's fish, and that is the stuffed dace. And apparently, it uses quite a hard technique to do, so it's not so easy.
Is it boneless or? Well, I suppose
Yeah, it's
we'll see.
boneless. It's boneless inside, no bones.
Well, that's really hard
Can I
already.
serve you some more?
Oh, please.
Look at that slide
That
off.
looks nice.
Oh, that smell, that sauce smells just so yummy.
Oh wow, this. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
Just
oh
slide.
my gosh, that looks very technical. I think that's just a little bit beyond the amateur home cook, just quietly.
So
Oh,
let's.
wow, look at it. It's all fishy.
Fishy.
I like the sauce.
That sauce is lovely. How nice is that?
Very salty. Very salty. I can taste the fish. It's like the fish has been taken out, mixed together in like a blender or something, and then put
And just
back,
back
in.
into the skin.
Because that doesn't look like the original texture of fish at all.
It's got like, you can see it's got little bits of green herbs.
It's like almost like a fish ham.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like a preserved,
interest.
not preserved, but like the deli meats that you see,
Pressed
and
meat.
it's compressed meat, like a spam fish. I don't know.
Spam fish.
You can really see with your own eyes how much technique goes into this dish. You can see the thinnest layer of that original fish skin around the stuffed inside, so there really isn't much room for error there. The knife skills needed to make this dish are just incredible.
就我们把这3条鱼，把那个鱼肉拿出来，然后剁碎，然后漏上我们的料，然后再染进去，就形成一条鱼。很难做，这么简单。其实每一条鱼呢，师傅都要用20多分钟去做这一条鱼。
So those are our mains today. I've enjoyed something different about all of them. They are quite unique. For me, my favorite dish has been the roast goose. That was absolutely
Hands down.
my
delicious.
favourite.
There's some things here I've never had before. I've had fish cakes in A shape before.
Yeah.
I've not had a stuffed fish like that.
Yeah.
Not had goose. I've certainly never had fried milk.
Never.
Yeah, fried milk.
That really is quite a surprise, but it's actually really moreish.
It's almost like a palate cleanser, actually. I keep going back to that after I've had
Just sort of-
some of that strong flavour from the fish or the goose. It's just an interesting texture. I really enjoy it. Only one more dish to come today, and that is our dessert, which is the double-skinned milk.
We're going to find out just how good these
just gonna
laxes
find
are that you guys have
Thank you.
recommended.
That's recommended.
Yeah.
We will see. We won't see. We'll hear.
酸皮奶哦，这个也是很有名。甜饼里面，只有他们懂得这样做，就是把那个牛奶，做成好像布丁一样。
So here we are, last dish of the day, double-skinned milk. And I was just talking to Sue, and she was saying that it's a lot harder to make this dish in Australia with Australian milk because the milk here is a lot thinner than it is in Shunde with their water cows. She'd call them shuenyo. The flavour of the milk there is a lot stronger. So she said this isn't as good as it would be in Shunde, but she said that the wedabucha, which means like it's not bad, but it's not as it would be in Shunde. The texture is quite thick. Almost like a creme brulee kind of texture.
Oh, yeah. It's like a creme brulee without the sugar on top. It is.
I love that. It's like a creme brulee.
It's like a creme brulee.
Very
Yeah.
subtle.
I love this so much.
Oh, and you get
Very
down
nice.
into it, it gets a bit more eggy. Yeah, it's a creme brulee. It's a Chinese creme brulee. It's really good.
It's really very Western tasting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very. I mean, I could be having this in a French
Yeah.
inspired.
It's so true.
Restaurant.
And they've had those cows there for ages, so milk has been a feature of the diet there in Shunde for a very long time. So it's not inspired by the West. It's a dish that tastes Western, but it came from China. and
I really
interesting.
like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
So we have come, we saw, we conquered, we tried the stir-fried milk as well as a lot of other yummy things from Shunde. I can't wait to go to Shunde and try some of this from where it originated.
And we're going to have goose again.
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to come back here and just order goose and some rice.
Yeah.
Just goose and rice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I come along to Taste of Shunde. It's really delicious. Yeah.
Really good. I recommend. And also,
SLC. Subscribe, like, comment.
The one thought I had was we're just across the hallway from a Malatung restaurant. The first
ever food video we did for
that we did ages ago. It's literally across the hallway, so you can come and have some Malatung and some goose, and then you start to look like me a bit.
So yeah, it's coming full circle. Made a lot of videos since we went to that Malatung for the first time.
Yeah.
I honestly can't believe it's already been 6 months since that Malatung video and the start of making food videos with my family here in Sydney. I honestly feel so grateful to be able to do this and to spend so much quality time with my family and eat so much amazing food. So thank you guys so much for supporting us, for watching our videos, for all of the lovely comments, and feel free to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for coming along this journey with us. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.